So from a lot of people who've been abused by a narcissist, a lot of times the question and the thought comes up of, why am I not good enough? And I would hear that question and I would be like confused, like, what does that have to do with anything? Because as a narcissist, I didn't even process it that way. I didn't even think through the idea that someone could feel like not good enough, because in my mind, with my ego, I was like, I feel good enough. Like, what's your problem, kind of a thing. So to everybody out there that's had that question of not feeling good enough, or like asking their narcissist, like, why am I not good enough? Let me just tell you right here and now, you are. The problem is the narcissist was never good enough for you, and that's why they ruined you, and that's why they ruined your life, and that's why they made your life hell. So understand that you are good enough, you are worthy, and if you're still in a narcissistic relationship, have them change or get out. So I think this is a really good question, and I think it's true. Often narcissists do have addictions. Most of them struggle with different types of addictions, whether that's gambling, whether that's drinking, whether that's drugs, whether that's pornography, like whatever it might be. I think a lot of narcissists struggle with addictions because they have a very obsessive mentality, very obsessive behavior. So this is part of the reason why I stay clear of a couple different things. This is why I don't drink. I don't touch the stuff. I don't even go near it, because I know my personality is very obsessive. And if I dive into something, I'm going to dive in the whole way. So for me, that's something I just avoid, because I know my personality, my nature is obsessive by nature. So with that, I would say a lot of times narcissists are prone to have addictions and to want to go towards that type of stuff very easily. I would say if there is embarrassment, when a narcissist gets caught in telling lies, it's very quick and it's changed really fast, because just like the idea of guilt, they're going to feel that for a quick second and then they're going to change the story. They're going to change how they feel. So they might rage, they might have anger, they might start yelling at someone else. They'll do whatever they can to be able to get the spotlight off of them, because they do feel some form of embarrassment, but it's really quick. It's really quick because they want to be able to change it. They want to be able to attack the other person instead, make the other person feel bad, whatever they can do to get out of the limelight if they know that they've been caught in something wrong. So I would say I did retreat socially. It was something that definitely impacted me a lot, so I kind of pulled back from a lot of different people. But no, I didn't learn my lesson. So that was in the middle of another thing going on. There was multiple actions, multiple attitudes that were going on during that. So yeah, I retreated because I was the victim, I was getting hurt, all that kind of stuff, but it didn't change me. It didn't change, and I didn't learn anything from it except, hey, this person screwed me over. Lies. It's all lies. So the narcissist is going to continue to lie and reframe their own thoughts, their own history, their own emotions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. They reframe everything through the lies that they create. So as a result, they'll think they're better than everybody else, while at the same time they're doing the same thing or worse than everybody else, but they disassociate it, they lie about it so that they can feel like they're the better person. So for me, early on in marriage, a lot of it was love bombing, and then control, and then manipulation, then gaslighting, and then starting to step out of my marriage and seek other sources for supply. So with a narc is really hard because they don't really define love. They don't really have a good concept of love, because everything that they view as being love is what everybody does for them. So as a result, it's a lot harder to be able to come back and be like, hey, I actually love this person. So going through counseling and trying to work through issues and trying to work through, okay, how do I define love? And is that something that I can actually practice? Is that something I can actually apply day in, day out to my family, to my wife? Typically, there's not anything you can do to be able to change their mind. There's no external source or idea or thing that can happen in their lives that'll get them just to flip a switch or to make a change. I know a lot of people want to help narcissists, but it really comes down to the fact, until they're willing to admit their lies, until they're willing to admit that they lie all the time, they're never going to get anywhere. They have to admit where they are first before they can ever grow. You set boundaries, you set rules, you set consequences. You get involved with someone and you tell them no to see how they're going to react. You can't just go back into it blindly, obviously, but you also can't go back into it where you're not trusting anybody. So really it's learning about narcissism, learning about how those people act, how they abuse, how they control, how they love bomb, and then looking for those signs so that you don't get sucked back in. God is bigger. I know a lot of people on here don't believe in God, or they don't think that God can actually change a narcissist. But if God's actually in control of everything, if he's created everything, if we actually believe that there's a God that exists, then it's kind of limiting to say that he can't actually change something, that he can't actually help someone get better. I do believe I can change. I do believe I have to change because the life that I've been living doesn't work. It hasn't been working for me for years, and I need to change who I am so I can become better and be the person I'm supposed to be. That doesn't mean that other narcs will want to change. That doesn't mean that other narcs can even change or that they even get through the lies to believe that change is possible. But for me, I do believe I can change, and I'm working towards that. So Wake Up Warrior is a program that's geared towards men that wants people to wake up and actually learn how to be the man. And as a result, men need to stop lying. They need to stop lying about who they are. They need to stop lying about where they're going. They need to stop lying to other people. They need to start being real, being raw, and being honest with other people out there. Wake Up Warrior has several different challenges, like a 30-day challenge to be able to start diving into that, diving into who you actually are, why you're here, and being able to work through the lies that you've created over your entire life. Then they have other aspects, the shelter, they have different apps to be able to help keep you on track with your body being balanced in business, and different things like that to be able to help you progress. So I recently just finished a Fact Map challenge. We do one every quarter, and basically it's setting you up for impossible goals, and then start scripting it out. How are you going to get there? What's the obstacles, and how do you get there?